What would happen if you witnessed a child experiencing the fullness of joy? Playing through their unfolding moments with ease. They laugh and they play and they run, and you see a light within them following them around inside of their loving world. What would happen if you took yourself out of this moment as you are and imagined meeting your parents as if they were one of these children? Laughing, playing, living, fumbling down their own small body and falling to the ground. Short pause before they let out a loud cry. What would you say to them? How would you make them feel better? And now, with that image, what would happen inside of your body, heart, and mind if you saw your own mother or father as they are today, crying? Just a child, once free, grown into the spirit of an adult. We are all children, and we are all mothers and fathers in some way or in some sort. We birth new life into existence with every word and every move and every connection we create or dismiss. We often forget about the universal shared human experience. We often forget that we all know confusion. We all know breakthrough. We all know love and heartbreak and pain and peace. We all know embarrassment and comfort and joy. We all know what it is like to make a stranger smile unexpectedly. We all know how it feels when a stranger makes us smile, extends a loving hand and a kind act, and feel reminded that this world is filled with much more good than we give it credit for. We all know how it feels to look a dog with a wagging tail in the eyes and forget for a moment about all of your unending problems. We give ourselves brevity in our moments outside of our own heads, only to discredit them as passing coincidences and not a shared experience of magnetic magnitude. We forage in isolation, living on our own, living in our own dream world, squeamishly trying to find more air in our own breath. We sit on trains and planes and walk through the streets of the world, heads down, phone in hand, 1 million pulses and heartbeats around us, yet we choose to be set apart from the beat of humanity. Our clarity of consciousness is our greatest superpower. It can be sharpened to be the lens that we see most of life through, but the consequence of humanity is that we will never have clarity all of the time. The moments where we have the gift of reprieve from passing thoughts and extraneous worries, the moments where we present enough presence to live through life happening with or without us, is where we are able to sit in the liminal space between worlds and know that our unfolding is inevitable. So if your unfolding is inevitable, if you will live and breathe and have another day and another day and another day into a new world, do you wish to live in your own isolated dream, unable to see the birth of that new world that you are creating unconsciously? Or do you wish to be conscious? Do you wish to hold on to the truths that pain you and keep you locked in a box of unchanging silence as the seasons change and new years herald? Or do you wish to live in the knowing that everything changes, and as tightly as you cling on to what you wish will not change, you are changing too? Are you brave enough to let yourself change, to let yourself be taken out of the box of ideas and beliefs that you cling on to, and gain clarity of consciousness, the simplicity of presence? Life will always be struggle, and yet it will always be expansive. Your power is not to choose whether you struggle or whether you expand, but to choose what you struggle for and what is worth expanding for, where you focus and what influences you let into your waking life. You choose what you allow to unfold and manifest alongside the inevitable unfolding. When you, if you decide to be honest with yourself and allow your dreams to be felt long enough to allow the urge to act on them to become available, there will be many people who say, yes, but what about this, and what about this, and what about this? There will be many challenges and there will be much strife, but these yes buts, these challenges, this strife is one everyone who has ever accomplished anything has faced. It is not your job to wish for obstacles to not be present in your way, but to find the relentless resilience to overcome them, time and time again. Your wish is not to be absent of pain, but to have the strength to rise above it. If you are wise, this is your wish. to ask questions and to never stop until you find a source of truth that speaks to you, and to allow that truth to change, because it will, time and time again, and you will too. You are always changing. If you look around your world for evidence that what you want cannot be done, if you look around in the corridors of your inner dream for reasons you will never be loved the way that you yearn to be loved, you will always find these reasons and this evidence. But if you look around your world for evidence that perhaps you have not seen what you wish to be done, but you have witnessed many experiences with clear instruction of what not to do, a blueprint, if you will, and when you see that, if you choose to see that, you will find solutions to your next step. It is all about the perspective, the willingness to allow ourselves to change. You have experienced much, but what have you learned? You have understood much, but what have you realized in your body, in your heart, and your mind in a three-dimensional way that has moved you from one moment to the next? When we shut ourselves off, when we forage in isolation, seeking more air in our own breath, with our heads down, silencing the pulses and the heartbeats all around us, when we choose to set ourselves apart from the beat of humanity, we cut the cord of connection to ourselves. We feel we are victim to our conditions, unable to see that we are still creators, still children and mothers and fathers, creating the perfect environment to remain in our victimhood, in our childhood. Your innermost desires will never go away. They are strung into you and sing to you in the wind of unfolding life. To tighten our hearts into fear, we move into drought. The question is not, will you create? The question is, what will you create? And what have you already created? What are you taking too seriously as a condition of promise that you can loosen your grip on and realize that your job is not to fall fate to your notion of indecision, but to live through the promise that you made long, long ago before you can even remember, to feel the unfolding of all of life around you and allow it to be your greatest teacher? Are you brave enough to let yourself be taught? Are you brave enough to not only understand, but to realize in a three-dimensional way that speaks to you and moves you into your next step? Are you brave enough to open your eyes, to awaken to what is already around you? Are you brave enough to realize that you always have been? Hello everyone, I am Vanessa Fontana. I am the host and creator of the podcast Figuring Shit Out. This is my channel, associated with figuring shit out, but not really. I am a writer by birthright and a speaker by practice, or that's what I call myself. I've been writing since I was young, and I've started to write little shorts for my episodes that I've thought about sharing here. So if you like this video, please subscribe and stay tuned for more, and be sure to listen to the Figuring Shit Out podcast, where there is 40 minutes of this stream of consciousness, not written wisdom.